what's up, fam? Hey, let's make sense of all this, what I'm doing. I'm digging out, right? So, and while we got these marks on the ground, these orange marks. So this is where my footer is going to be. If you guys been watching me, I'm saying the same thing over again. So some of you should already have gotten this or understand it. This is my footer, where my perimeter wall is basically going to be. I got some pads here where I got some concrete columns. Of course, I got my material over there to get the work, steel, stakes. Got my laser over there. And I got the guy over there with the laser, and he's got the depth where we need to go. So you're going to see him from time to time. He is going to put his laser down on the dirt, and it should give me a steady beep that tells me I'm at the elevation that I need to be at. Okay, I don't care about being a little bit deeper. It doesn't really bother me that much, but I definitely want to get at least that 2 feet there. It's called stem wall footer. Follow the yellow brick road, right? This is the footer for the house that we're building, and as you can see, the forms are being installed. Yesterday, if you saw that video, you saw what we have to do here. I probably had to get some more forms. Okay, but I don't like to overbuy, even though I'm gonna use them from other jobs. But this is where we are. Okay. Where we are, and what the guy is doing now, he's compacting the footer here. Got some of these stump trees. I gotta cut those off because you can tell there was trees here, branches out. We're gonna get that out of here, and we over here back around. There's a big space here. You're gonna have all kinds of design wood, but it's gonna be the foundation. This is what your house is sitting on. This is hey, when they say you got to have a solid foundation, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about having a solid foundation here. And we're just laying everything out. Of course, it's not straight, I get it, because we're not there yet, but we're just putting the wood in. We're gonna be running a string line on here, get our measurements. This is gonna be 24 inches wide here. This is gonna be all filled with concrete and rebar. We got it. Coming around. All this dirt is going to be taken somewhere or used. I don't know, probably part of the slab. Coming around here. Coming back around. It's like a maze, man. Guys got the laser here. Helps a little bit because it helps with the compaction. So Mother Nature said, I'm gonna give you a little sprinkle tinkle, but it's not overly, you know, overly saturated. And if it's real dry, stroll, and we're going to call for densities here, and then once this passes, it's got to reach a certain kind of pounds per square foot or inch, I'm sorry, and once it passes, then that's when we'll start putting like rebar in and all that good stuff. All right, just so you guys will know. As you can see, the pool was already done. But this is what we're forming the foundation. This is stem wall, footer. It's gonna have rebar, and then once we pour this footer, then we're gonna have masonry block come right up. That's gonna be like your perimeter walls, and your where the block goes up to the elevation of the house. I think it's like 10 feet or more. And the laser is telling us where the bottom of the footer is, so you guys will know. It tells me where the bottom, we identified the bottom of the footer. We have right there, that's what my benchmark is. It tells me that the elevation for the finished floor is 7.4. Probably can't see that right there, but 7.4. And then that's the top of my slab that we walk on inside the house. And then our footer, which is below that. So can't really touch that because that's the laser there. Getting the dirt out. That's why that's up there. Nobody should be bumping that at all. Don't even get close to it. Don't talk to it. Don't even look at it. Okay? You see these old pipes, this old house, you know. This here is like old cable. It's no good at all. We don't have no use for it. You know, that's no good there. But here's the thing about it. When you're doing digging like I'm digging, you always call for locations underground. Because even though you're on a site, you don't want any underground FP&L, which is our electric here, cable, gas, or anything like that. So once I call that in, and let's say, and when this was all grass, those particular companies will come out and spray it. And they'll spray it red. If it's electrical, that means that don't dig here. You got to get it removed. Or if it's blue on the site, don't dig there, that's water. Green, that's sewer. But usually on a site like this, you don't have that. You just have it maybe on the outskirts that you got to watch out for. We're doing this project, but I'm also teaching, you know, how to form up or whatever. So got my young kings out here. Rodney is always a good teacher because he, in fact, taught me. So we're putting the forms in. These are 20-inch wide. Okay, these are 20-inch wide footers here and 12 inches deep. Okay. We're putting everything in. Eventually rebar is going to go in here. So, all right, so give you an idea. All right. All right, so the rebar is being installed. Got the vapor barrier down. Got it all completed. Moving quite nicely here. All laid out. Guys are starting to put rebar in here. Here's another footer. Guys doing their jobs here. Okay. Another great day to work. Stay tuned. What you're seeing here now is the stem wall footer foundation. And we're getting ready for a electrical bonding inspection for tomorrow. So Hey, great morning to you guys. What we're doing now is pouring the concrete footer being poured. For the footer concrete is going to be going on top of it. It's going to be a stem wall fuller foundation. Where we're going to have masonry block that's on top of this footer here. You're going to start seeing that from this week. Great pour today, maybe 20 some odd yards coming here. Each truck is going to cost me about $2,000 per truck. That's how much concrete is here in Florida, but hey, we're going to get it done. And that doesn't include the pump and everybody. All right, guys, so you kind of like see what's happening here, all right? How we poured. This is the pour, finish of the pour. We'll let it dry, come back Monday, start stripping this this lumber. We're going to keep the lumber, obviously, for other projects, because this is only forming material. It's not something that's a finished product. Some more, all this that you're seeing right now is going to be buried under the ground. You're not going to see this. This is really what's supporting the house. So when people say what your foundation is like, this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about this here. Took about 80 yards. I overshot. I had one extra truck that I didn't use. I'm just giving you some of the parameters on there. Usually I try to hold it, but I was not here. And the trucks were already on the road. So when the trucks are on the road, they're kind of like yours, right? Because that's especially concrete for this particular job. Yes, they could probably take it to another job, but if you order something like concrete, you can't say, oh, I don't need it, and take it back. You got to eat it. It's part of it. So that was one of the faux pas that happened today. I'm not happy about it because the concrete is very expensive, and you got to recoup. You know, everything doesn't go always the way you want it to go, but ultimately it's going to go the way you need it to go. So I'm here right now. We're just doing some final cleanup. I make sure that we clean up everything, that there's no concrete in the streets. The guys are sweeping it up so we can get out of here. Day to day, we poured it out. We started at 8:30, and I don't even think it's 11 o'clock yet. So we really pumped this concrete 80 yards. Okay. Day to day. I'm here now. We poured the footer. This is like 80 yards. Remember when we poured it? Let's go back to that video and you'll see when we had the pour day. Laid everything out for the block to come and start laying that on Friday, I believe. And as you can see, the pins are representing the corners. Always when you're doing a stem wall footer. Now, most people may not do this, but this is what we do because we want to make sure that the house is straight, square, and everything like that. We always have the survey company come in and put the pins in the corners of the house. And then we snap a line for end to end. See what else we got here going on. All right, so as you can see, the X's just represent where block is going to go. The 4H means we're going 4 high. We're going to go in 4 courses, okay? That's another word. So they could have put 4C there. That let everybody know that you're going 4 courses, all right? There are certain areas where we're going to go 2 courses, as you can see here, usually at the entrance of a door or garage level. Garage level, we're going 1 high because you know the garage is always lower than your finished floor. And so this is going to be 1 course here, and we got everything here. We got a yellow line here, basically, where everything goes. And we can always snap this line come on Friday. And it's throughout the whole perimeter of the house. We knock down the dirt here so we can put the block. Block is going to come here, and we're going to have block just lining up around here. All right. I'm not going to have too much block on the inside because you can see it's still mounds of dirt there. So we're not going to be doing that. Got the grounding rod here. Probably can't see it, but if you've been watching from day one, you'd have seen it when we put the forms in, when we dug out the footers, when we put the rebar in. We also, when we poured it. So, let me get up high here. That's what we got going on. So I'm getting ready to leave here now. I'm very satisfied of the cleanup. So, hope you guys understand what's going on. We're just going to keep it moving, keep it 100, and watch out for the next move. Peace.